You ever wonder what happens when you listen to dozens, maybe hundreds of different songs, but you're not listening for the melody? You're listening for the stories? Well, you start to hear this single, powerful voice come through. It's like a chorus for all of humanity. It sings about struggle, about love, and about our search for meaning. So let's dive in and really listen to what this human chorus has to say. It all kicks off with a simple, just devastating question.
Right? I mean, a question from a child that just cuts straight through all the noise of politics and war. It puts this massive global conflict into the most human terms you can possibly imagine. But, that's not the only world these voices sing about. In the very same breath, the chorus also sings about this: pure, wild, untamed life. A little bird with a jetpack heart, totally unaware of the struggles happening anywhere else in the world. And then the perspective shifts again, from something tiny and alive to something impossibly big. It's a line about love that honestly sounds like it was written by Albert Einstein. So here's the thing. How do all three of these realities exist at the same time? You've got the child in a war zone, the hummingbird in the garden, and love, literally bending space-time. That's the big question we're digging into today, all through the lens of these lyrics. Okay, so first things first, we have to ground ourselves in a reality that so many of these songs are crying out from, and that is a world full of conflict, division, and this desperate search for justice. This is what we're calling the politics of pain. What's so incredible here is how you can hear the chorus connecting these struggles across decades, across entire continents. On the left, that's a voice from the American Civil Rights Movement in 1964. On the right, a voice from Gaza today. The words are different, the places are different, but the feeling, that cry against injustice, it's exactly the same. And that cry, well, it often turns into a direct accusation. This isn't just about feeling sad. This is raw, unfiltered anger. It's a voice pointing a finger squarely at the people in power, accusing them of dividing people for their own gain, and holding them directly responsible for the violent consequences. And this line, wow, it just perfectly captures that feeling of hope being just out of reach. It comes from a song about Bethlehem, a place that's supposed to be synonymous with peace, right? But in this version, the starlight isn't from a star in the sky. It's from the glare of watchtowers. Peace isn't here. It's something that's still being waited for. And this is the real tragedy of it all, isn't it? The toll that this takes on the next generation. This line is just a heartbreaking plea for a childhood that's been stolen. It's about a world where kids are forced to learn the vocabulary of war and survival instead of the language of wonder in nature. But here's the thing. Even while all that is raging in the world, the human chorus also sings about something else entirely, those quiet, deeply personal moments that actually make up a life. So now we're going to zoom in, way in, from the world's headlines to the chambers of the human heart. These songwriters, they don't just talk about feelings, they give them a physical form. Like here, the idea of grace. It's not defined with some dictionary entry. No, it's defined with an image. It becomes something you can almost feel, like the warmth of sunlight drifting through a window in the morning. And this is an idea that comes up again and again. The journey to find family, to find that feeling of belonging. This line just so beautifully tells the story of adoption, of moving from a world of tears and goodbyes to the absolute safety of an embrace, to finally finding your home. Of course, with intimacy comes the risk of loss. And this lyric, it holds two incredibly powerful, almost conflicting emotions at the exact same time. You feel that profound pain, that injustice of losing someone way too soon. But then there's also this defiant belief in a connection that even death can't sever. It's not a final goodbye. And that kind of brings us full circle on this theme. The whole cycle of life, right there. Every life that begins is like this whisper of a new start, a brand new story. And when a life ends, it's not just an ending. It leaves something behind. It leaves a name, a memory, a story that just keeps being told. Okay, so from the deeply personal, the chorus then does something amazing. It looks up and it looks out. It kind of leaves the earth behind for a minute and starts asking these huge, maybe even unanswerable questions about our place in the entire universe. This is the search for what lies beyond. And it all starts with a question about faith itself. I mean, think about that. What happens to the gods we stop worshiping? Is belief this fragile thing that just evaporates when we stop paying attention? Or does it just transform into something new. And from there, the questions get even bigger, to the point where they're challenging the very nature of our reality. Is there some grand design, some purpose to all this? Or are we all, like this lyric asks, just flickering images in some kind of cosmic hologram, a glitch in the sacred data? It's a wild thought. But then, just as we're lost in these huge questions, an answer starts to peek through. And maybe the answer is that we've been looking in all the wrong places. This lyric suggests that the kingdom, or divinity, or whatever meaning we're searching for, it's not hiding out in another dimension. It's spread out all around us, right here, in the everyday world that we so often just walk right past. And this just sums it all up so beautifully. The idea that the universe isn't some silent, empty void. It's a song. Everything, from the tiniest atom to the biggest star, is a part of it. Maybe the answer to the great mystery isn't finding something new, but just learning how to listen to the music that's already there. So, we've heard songs of pain, songs of love, songs of cosmic wonder. After all of that, what's the final, resounding note that this human chorus leaves us with? Well, it's all about resilience. It's about that stubborn, unbreakable human act of singing back, no matter how loud the silence gets. I mean, this lyric looks devastation right in the eye. The ends are gone. There's nothing left but rubble. But the most important word in that whole line is yet. Because despite all of it, love is painted as this persistent, almost living thing that just finds a way. It slips through the fences. It insists on breathing again. And this resilience, it's not just about quietly surviving. It's an act of defiant creation. It asks, what do you do when faced with total destruction? You dance. You create joy right there, on top of the dust and the rubble. And you do it because you're powered by a force that this song says is louder than any bomb. And this gets to the heart of it. Sorrow is not the end of the story. In this human chorus, tears aren't just about pain. They are seeds. They're an investment in a future that will grow directly out of that broken ground. Hope isn't something you find in spite of the rubble. Hope literally grows from it. And that feeling, that is absolutely universal. Aún nos levantamos. Still we rise. It doesn't matter if it's in Spanish or English or any language on earth. It's the same fundamental human declaration. It's a promise to endure, to get back up, again and again and again. And so, this human chorus leaves us right here. It's sung to us about pain and injustice, about intimate love and devastating loss, and about this stubborn, beautiful resilience that builds hope right out of rubble. So after all of that, what is our legacy? The song fades out, leaving us with this one last cosmic question. As we dream and build and fight and love, all under a sun that has its own ticking clock, who will walk this earth again before the sun explodes?